Hey everybody! First of all, I just want to show you my view right now while I'm doing this video. Yeah, we're at the beach and it's pretty dreamy. We live in Oregon, about 45 minutes from the coast, and so we're just here for the weekend. And I'm sitting on the floor in our hotel room doing some Bible journaling with you guys. I pre-gessoed the page with some white because I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with this, and I thought it'd be fun just to try out the white gesso, and then I decided to go with watercolors. But we are in the book of Genesis, and we're talking about the story of Joseph. Now, he was the guy that was known as Joseph, the guy with, oh my goodness, I can't talk, the Joseph with the coat of many colors. Good gravy. Apparently that's a tongue twister today. And so I'm just dropping in a bunch of watercolor paints that, one, match this kit, which we'll talk about this kit in a second, and two, just remind me of Joseph's coat of many colors. And it just lets watercolors do what they do best, which is kind of pool around and just kind of float around and mingle and make really pretty colors and patterns. And I just love kind of letting watercolors float around on a page and see what they do. So anyway, I'm working out of a kit called Dreamers from Magnolia and Magenta. It's an Etsy shop. They're a super cute shop, super nice owner. Yeah, I about dipped my paintbrush in my hot chocolate about 3 times, and then I finally have to move it later because, yep, there I go again. Be careful when you're painting which cup you're dipping your brush into. There, I tried to do it again there. Oh my gosh, you guys, anyway, my sons were watching me do this and they were like, Mom, you're gonna drink your paint. And I'm like, I'm about to. So anyway, we're talking about Joseph with the coat of many colors. He was the one that was picked on by his brothers and then later left for dead by his brothers. And his father favored him and gave him this coat of many colors, and the brothers were jealous of his favor, and all sorts of things went down. You can read the story. Like, did I really put paint in my hot chocolate? Yep, I about did it again. There it goes. Okay, now we'll just put water there. That's a better idea. Anyway, muscle memory is a funny thing. Dip paintbrush in cup. Doesn't matter if it's water or hot chocolate, just put the paintbrush in the cup. Anyway, so we're talking about dreaming today, and this kit again is Magnolia and Magenta. It's a little Etsy shop. She still has this kit available in her shop. At the time I'm recording this, she's coming out with a new one for the beginning of March. I forget what it's called. Darn it, I forget what it's called. But she does the cutest little things, and she includes like fun little gifts and lots of stickers, homemade stickers. This one came with a set of letters, which you'll see me use a cute rubber stamp that I use. Just really neat little shop. And I really like this devotional because I'm a big dreamer, and Joseph had these 2 big dreams, remember? And they were prophecy for what was going to happen later on in his life and in Egypt and all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't read the story of Joseph, just pause the video right now and go do it, because it's a phenomenal story of redemption, of dreams coming true, of what to do in the wait, of what to do when you're persecuted, it's just an incredible story of perseverance and just following and trusting God even in the midst of terrible circumstances. So let's talk about dreams, because I think we can learn a lot from Joseph's story. So when I first heard of Joseph's story when I was a little kid, they only talked about that he got a coat because he was a really special man and his coat was like a rainbow. Okay, well, that's cool, but there's a lot more to Joseph than that. And he can come across as maybe kind of like he's bragging to his brothers about these beautiful visions and dreams that he's having, that show him ruler over them. And it sounds kind of like he's being kind of snotty. Now, we don't really know his tone. We don't know if he was just excited and sharing these dreams, or if he was snotty and rubbing it in their faces, or somewhere in between. We don't know, but we do know that his brothers got really jealous. So I want to talk about, and then they tried to kill him. They left him for dead in a hole, and they brought back this coat of many colors to his dad. Oop, wait for paint to dry, Kimberly. Yeah. Anyway, I'm I'm terrible. Oh, always rushing. Anyway, so there I paused the video, waited for paint to dry. This is the way I store my paints, and Lindsay Decor does this, and she has a tutorial on how to do it. I'll try to link it in the show notes. I can't do that while right away, but I will try to get her link in the show notes. But you can always look for Lindsay Decor here on YouTube, and then she has an idea of how to put those Prima paints all into one tin. So anyway, that's her idea, and I love it. Okay, so while I'm decorating the page, let's go back to Joseph's story here, and let's talk about what to do when you have a big dream. Because you can look at Joseph's story and go, "Whoa, baby, be careful about those big dreams." Or you can look at Joseph's story and go, okay, what can we learn from the things he did right and from the mistakes he made? So first of all, I think it's important to dream big. I don't think we serve a tiny God, and I don't think he has small purposes for our lives. But defining what big means is something different and unique to each one of us. So some people might think when you say dream big, they think Hollywood and rich and fame. And some people might think, oh, I want to serve on my women's committee at church. That would be my really big dream. For some women, it's motherhood. For some women, it's marriage. For some women, it's neither of those. It's a career, or it's a hobby, or it's a passion. We all have different dreams of what we want to do. And I think God plants a lot of those in our heart. Now, can we have dreams that we've come up with on our own that aren't really God's will? Of course, because we're humans and we have sin nature, right? So we could have selfish dreams and we could have misguided dreams. But we're going to talk about a little bit about how to deal with dreaming big, because I think it's important to not be afraid of dreaming big. And there's some things that we can learn from Joseph about what to do and what not to do. So she added this cute little fabric balloon, and I just wanted to glue it in there. It's just so cute. I love these colors. That's one of her stickers right there that she included, a little cloud. And there's so much stuff I didn't even use in this entry. Anyway, great kit. I'm random and all over the place today, you guys. So if you're not catching my drift, I am so sorry. I'm at the beach, so I'm a little excited. Anyway, so there were 3 points that I tried to kind of encapsulate Joseph's, like what we can learn from Joseph about dreaming big. And they are things that I've learned too, as I've talked with my spiritual director. She's like kind of like a Christian life coach. And she's always known me to be a big dreamer. And she's helped me kind of discern some of these things. And then when I go back and I read about it, it's like, oh, it's all right there in front of me in the story of Joseph. The things that he did wrong, the things that we're prone to do. And one of them is that the first one we're going to talk about is believing God. Now, not believing in God, which is important, but we can believe in God and not believe God. Now, does that make sense? So let's say you have a dream, kind of the classic, you need to go to India and be a missionary. And that sounds absolutely terrifying. And so you're like, no, I don't think I heard God right. No, I'm not going to believe that one. Or, you know, maybe you have another dream and you're like, yeah, but I'm just not worthy. Well, in God's eyes, you are. So the first thing we need to do when we have a big dream is, especially if it lines up with scripture and we really feel like it's come from God, believe him and ask him for more information. Ask him for what you are supposed to be doing with this, and then believe what he says. Now, the next thing I put down here is keep it precious. And what I mean by that, and I have that big diamond right there, that jewel, I don't mean keep it precious like so much so that you like hide it away and you hold on to it so tight that you will never let go. Because one thing I do know is that God can change what a dream, the difference between what a dream looks like in our head versus what it's actually going to be like as it gets lived out. So we have to hold it lightly, but I think that's part of keeping it precious, is that we keep our hand open so we can see the dream, so we can see what God's doing with it, so that we can look at the beauty of it, because if we just tuck it away and hide it, that isn't going to get us anywhere, right? We're just going to be stuck in this perpetual, I just don't know what to do with this thing, so I'm going to put it in a drawer. And yeah, but if something's precious, bring it out, wear it, try it on, use it, whatever it is, but keep placing it before the Lord. And then number 3 there is discerning and listening. And the really important thing, I think, that Joseph, one of Joseph's mistakes was that he told the wrong people. He got all excited and he told his brothers. Well, we have to be careful who we tell our big dreams to, because they need to be people who we know without a shadow of a doubt will believe us, even if we say something like, I think I heard God say I'm supposed to go speak at this women's conference, or I'm supposed to lead this new thing at our church, or I'm supposed to, go back to school to become a teacher, or whatever it is. We need to be careful, because people can squash our dreams very quickly. I've made this mistake, so I know exactly what it feels like. I have told people that should have been trustworthy, that should have wanted the best for me, that I think should have believed in me, but just couldn't see it. And I think it was kind of their own roadblocks. And if I hadn't been stubborn, and if I hadn't known without a shadow of a doubt that I heard God, then I don't know if my dream would have been squashed. So we need to be careful and be discerning about who we share it with. Now, she included this cute little pouch, this little envelope, and I'm going to paperclip it in with those tags and write some of my prayers down on those and keep it in there about my big dreams. That's a really great way to keep your dreams safe and precious, is keep them with you and God until you discern who you want to share them with later. But dream big, friends. God has big dreams for you, and I know it without a doubt. Bye.